Can you believe it? We're already again at that time and we're looking forward to a new set and we have these pre-order bundles coming out. So let's have a look at the value we're getting in the pre-order bundles for the Outlaws of Thunder Junction. We're going to break it down as quickly as possible, so stay tuned for that. Welcome back to the channel. We are going to break down these pre-order bundles really quickly now, so don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on any future videos like this. Right, so yes, Outlaws of Thunder Junction is coming out very soon. We have these 3 pre-order bundles that we can buy in the store with actual money if we want to, and they're available until April 16th, which is not very far away before this new set comes out. So, like normal, we have 3 different bundles. We have the pack bundle, where you basically get 50 packs. We have the play bundle, where you get some tokens for draft or limited events. And you also have the pass bundle, where you get the mastery pass included. So yeah, just to go down the value of these really quickly. The first one, the Oko pack, is 50 packs. With 50 packs, you get 5 golden packs as well, which is what you would get if you spent gems or gold in the store to get 50 packs. You would get 5 golden packs anyway. So that's kind of included. You also get an Oko, the Ringleader card, and a different card style. If you care about card styles, good for you. I don't really, most of the time. So it's basically 1 extra rare or mythic thrown in with the pack. So that's $50 to get that much value. $50 to get 50 packs. If you compare that to buying gems in the store, buying packs in the store, you don't get as many gems for your money if you just buy gems directly, unless you're spending $100 on the 20,000 gems, because that first bundle is worth 10,000 gems. Each pack is 200 gems. 50 packs is 10,000 gems. So you could spend money in the store anytime to get gems, spend those gems on the packs. If you wanted to do that, 200 gems for each pack. But if you do it now, you get an extra card. So that's the extra value you get. And you only have to spend $50 instead of $100 to get that value, that rate. So it's better than spending your gems in the store any other time. If you buy packs, normally, if you find yourself putting money into the game to spend on gems to buy packs at any point, it's better to do it now on this than it is randomly throughout, the set being released. Especially if you ever find yourself buying these smaller bundles of gems, because you don't get as many gems per dollar as you get for the big bundle. So there you go. That's what you should do if you're a constructed player. If you really like to get your cards as soon as possible, which isn't necessarily the most optimal strategy if you're trying to build a collection by earning those cards. But if you just want to throw money at the game, then feel free, get the pack bundle. Lots of people really enjoy that. Now the Oko card, it's hard to know how much that's going to be worth in terms of like playability. It obviously looks like a really powerful card. And if you have a look at what it can actually do, it can turn into a copy of one of your creatures that you control until the end of turn, and it can get hexproof as well. You can plus it to draw cards, and if you've committed a crime, which I believe is any spell that targets your opponent or one of the permanents your opponent controls, that would be a crime. So anything that's like destroy creature, anything that's like so much X damage to anything, that would be a crime. And yeah, so if you draw 2 cards, if you've committed a crime, you get to discard 1 card. If you haven't committed a crime, you have to discard 2 cards. So you're just kind of looting through your deck. You can -1 to create a 3/3 elk creature token, or you can -5. For each other non-land permanent you control, create a token that's a copy of that permanent. So that's a lot. If you have lots of things out, that's going to do a lot. It's not that hard, I don't think, to get to. Oko's a 4-mana planeswalker. You can +1, you could proliferate, and on your next turn, you could potentially be doing -5 and making copies of all other non-land permanents you have. Depends on what other non-land permanents you have out there. There's lots of things at the moment where there's crazy combos with Doppelgang, creating copies of things. So maybe this will work in that kind of decks. It's the same kind of colours. But either way, it's a really cool looking card. It would be one I would look forward to trying out. And if you really want it, get the pack bundle, you get it straight away from day one. So the next one is the play bundle, which is the Vraska play bundle. That comes with the 2 player draft tokens to enter draft events, 1 sealed token, 5 play-in points, and you get the Vraska, the silencer card, and the card style. So the draft tokens are worth, if you enter the draft event, they're worth 1,500 gems each. The sealed token is 2,000 gems. So that's basically getting 5,000 gems worth of value for $25 to start with, which is the same rate as the pack bundle. That's 10,000 gems for $50 or 5,000 gems for $25. So it's the same rate. You do also get the play-in points, which technically do have a value. I spoke about them last time in my previous video about the bundles from the Carl of Mana set. Yes, they do technically have a value, and if you're going to enter the competitive events that require them, you could potentially have to spend gems instead of using these. So you could say they get you some value. If you're not interested in those events, they're basically not worth anything. If you are interested in those events, then it is a bit of extra value for you. Obviously, getting sealed token and 2 draft tokens, this is going to be worth even more to people who enjoy drafting or sealed, enjoy any limited format, and the people that are really good at it, because you can turn them into extra gems, obviously, if you're really good at draft and sealed events. If you just want to try it out, it's probably not the best way of getting into those events, but if you're the kind of player that likes it, you know what you like, you know what you're doing, then obviously you're going to want that bundle. So on top of that actually being the same rate as the pack bundle, because you're spending half as much money and normally you get a discount when you're spending more in bulk, it's actually better value in that way. And having a look at the Vraska card itself, it's a 3 mana, 3/3 legendary creature, the Gorgon Assassin. Assassin types might be relevant. Assassins are kind of relevant in Carl of Mana. I don't think anything else currently in Standard cares too much about Assassins, apart from a couple of Carl of Mana cards. But yeah, it's a 3/3 with Death Touch. Whenever a non-token creature an opponent controls dies, you can pay 1. If you do, you get to return it to the battlefield tapped under your control. But it's actually a treasure artifact with tap, sacrifice, add 1 mana, like any other treasure. And it loses all other card types. So basically, when a creature that the opponent controls dies, it's not a token, you can basically get an extra treasure on your side. If there's some way you can turn that back into the creature type, is there? I can't think of a way at the moment that you could basically take that treasure and turn it back into the creature, because it's still technically that creature. If you kill your opponent's, Novice Inspector, then you're going to have a treasure token called Novice Inspector, if I'm understanding this correctly, which is basically like what the Vraska Planeswalker can do at the moment. You can take one of your opponent's things, turn it into a treasure token. And the other thing that could possibly be relevant is that it means that doesn't necessarily go to the graveyard, because it dies, you pay 1, that then returns to the battlefield tapped under your control. So it's not in their graveyard anymore. So that could potentially be relevant as well. But there's other cards that are this kind of cost, similar stats that seem better, like Glissa, which is a 3/3 first strike Death Touch, does more things when it attacks, when it does combat damage. So I don't know if Vraska is necessarily going to be that used in constructed games, so it might not be an extra card that's quite as versatile as other ones you could potentially get. And then we've got the last bundle, which is the Kellen Pass bundle. This is my favorite one, just to skip to the spoiler. It's a $15 bundle, and you basically just get the Mastery Pass, and you get an extra card. You get the Kellen the Kid card and the card style if you care about the card styles. Now, getting basically the Mastery Pass, which is 3,400 gems worth of value, for just $15 is a lot better than any other bundle you could be buying. If you want to get 3,400 gems worth of value normally, you're going to have to spend $20 to get that. So you could look at this as a 25% discount on that kind of value. Plus you also get the extra card, which is just a little bit extra on top of that as well. And when you're looking at the number of gems per dollar that you're getting, basically 3,400 gems for $15 is like 226 gems per dollar, and the other ones work out about 200 gems per dollar. So it's better value. It's like more than 10% better value. And on top of that, you only have to spend a pretty small amount. $15 is not really that much compared to the $50 or $100 you might have to spend to get that much value normally, if you're the kind of player that cares more about constructed than limited formats. If you don't care about limited, you're going to skip on the play bundle, and the pack bundle is pretty much the only other thing you would want to spend your money on. And then you have to spend $50 instead of $15. So you can get basically better value for a lower cost, and the Mastery Pass, which is more useful for the majority of players than maybe getting 50 packs would be. Because when you're trying to earn your collection, you're trying to build it up just by playing the games and earning your gold and your gems, having 50 packs at the beginning isn't optimal, because you could open them all immediately and get access to the cards immediately, but that's not great for duplicate protection reasons. You kind of want to hold on to those packs longer, and if you've just spent $50 to get 50 packs, I imagine you want to open them straight away. So you have to balance it out between opening them straight away and getting that instant gratification of getting access to all those cards, or waiting a bit longer and getting more value out of them. You've paid money to get them sooner. So you can see why you might not necessarily want to buy the pack bundle, and hopefully you can see why the pass bundle is the best value to me, because I think everyone should pretty much get the Mastery Pass every set, as long as you think you're going to play maybe 2 wins a day on average, 15 wins a week roughly, and you'll get the most value out of the Mastery Pass, which isn't really that much to play. So you can't really complain that you have to play the game all the time to get the value out of the Mastery Pass, or that it's particularly hard to get to, because I don't think it is. Even if you take time off, you can get to the end of the Mastery Pass. You just have to be kind of consistent on a weekly basis. And just to prove a point on that, in fact, if you go to the Mastery Pass for the current set for Karlov Manor, we have 18 days left, and I am on level 71. So I've completed the Mastery Pass. I have 18 days left to go, and I have not played this game every day. I have taken days off all over the place, but I get a few wins here and there, and it adds up. And so even though I've had time off, I technically could get like another 18 levels on top of what I currently have. So don't tell me you can't get the Mastery Pass, can't get to the end. Trust me, you can. And then the final question to answer about the Pass bundle is Kellen the Kid actually worth it? Well, Kellen is a 3 mana, so that's green, white, and blue, Bant colors. 3 mana, legendary creature, human fairy rogue, a 3/3 flying lifelink creature. When you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, you may cast a permanent spell with equal or lesser mana value from your hand without paying its mana cost. If you don't, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. So basically, you play things that are not from your hand, so they could be exiled, and there's ways you can do that. There's the new plot mechanic from the new set, where you basically exile a card to play it later, which is a bit like the foretell mechanic from the Kaldheim, kind of like that in a way. But yeah, so you can basically play things that are not in your hand. You can also do things like, what's it called? Impulse Draw with red, where you exile the top spells, top cards from your library, and you can cast them till the end of that turn or next turn. Obviously, red doesn't match Kellen's colour there, but there are different ways you can basically exile cards and play them back. Things like Soul Partition could even do it. And it's important when you're reading the card to make sure you read it closely. So it's whenever you cast any spell from anywhere other than your hand, so any type of spell, and you may then cast a permanent spell with equal or lesser mana value. So it's not any other instant or sorcery. It has to be a permanent spell, or if you don't have one, a land out instead, which is helping to ramp, which is also pretty good. So whether Kellen will actually be one of the cards that gets a lot of play in the meta, I don't know. I don't see a deck that this would fit into at the moment. It might be one that works better in a Thunder Junction constructed kind of event, maybe the midweek magic that we get a couple of weeks into the set being released, because you get the plot mechanic, which is going to be used a lot more in that kind of constructed format than it will in all of Standard, obviously. So we'll see about Kellen, how much it gets used. I'm not entirely convinced that we're going to see him a lot, but if we do, that'll be cool. We'll see what happens. So let me know in the comments what you think about the bundles and which one you're going to spend some money on. maybe you're not going to spend any. And I should throw this in as well, I think I did last time. If you don't want to spend any money on the game, you absolutely don't have to. You can get loads of value from the game just by playing it for free. The only thing you want to make sure is that you get enough gems to get the Mastery Pass one way or another, if you're going to play it consistently and want to build up that collection. So if you're going to get anything at all, the $15 Mastery Pass bundle is the one I recommend. And it's the one that I have got in the past, but I haven't actually spent any money on the game in the last, I think, 9 months, because I just haven't had to. But considering my gems are a little bit lower at the moment, I don't quite have enough for the Mastery Pass, it might be something I'll look at just to give myself a little boost in the account. But even if we did this every 3 months, that's basically $5 a month. So it's not anywhere near, a huge expense if you do get lots of value and enjoyment and fun out of the game. So thanks for watching to the end, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.